Introduction, the night was cloaked in a shroud of darkness as the small wood cut through the inky waters. 4 friends, eager for adventure, had set their sights on an isolated island rumored to be haunted. They were unaware that the whispers of the island's cursed past were more than just local folklore. Chapter 1. The Arrival. Sarah, Mark, Lucy, and Tom disembarked onto the island's rocky shore. The dense forest that lined the beach loomed ominously, its trees seeming to whisper secrets to each other. Mark, ever the skeptic, laughed off the eerie atmosphere. "Come on, it's just an island. What's the worst that could happen?" he said, leading the group towards the center of the island. As they ventured deeper, the canopy above thickened, blocking out the moonlight. A chilling breeze rustled the leaves, sending shivers down their spines. Lucy clung to Tom, her eyes wide with fear. Chapter 2. The Old Cabin. After hours of wandering, they stumbled upon an old, dilapidated cabin. The windows were broken, and the door hung askew on its hinges. Sarah, the curious one, suggested they spend the night inside. "It's better than sleeping outside," she reasoned. Inside, the cabin was dusty and filled with cobwebs. An old fireplace dominated one wall, and a staircase led up to a dark second floor. They set up their sleeping bags and huddled together for warmth. As the night deepened, strange noises echoed through the cabin, creaking floorboards, faint whispers, and the occasional thump from the upstairs made sleep impossible. Mark, determined to prove there was nothing to fear, decided to investigate. "I'll be right back," he said, grabbing a flashlight and heading up the stairs. Chapter 3. Vanishing act minutes turned into an eternity as the 3 friends waited for Mark to return. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierced the silence. Tom and Lucy rushed upstairs, with Sarah following close behind. The flashlight lay abandoned on the floor, but Mark was nowhere to be found. The only trace of him was a dark, wet stain leading to a shattered window. Panic set in as they realized they were truly alone. Chapter 4. The Haunting. Determined to find Mark, they decided to search the island. The forest seemed to close in on them, the trees now appearing twisted and sinister. They stumbled upon a clearing where an ancient stone altar stood, covered in strange symbols. Lucy gasped. "I've seen these symbols before. They're for summoning spirits." Suddenly the air grew cold, and a shadowy figure emerged from the trees. It was Mark, or rather, what was left of him. His eyes were hollow, and his face twisted in an expression of unimaginable horror. "He's gone," the shadowy figure whispered in a voice that was not Mark's. "And you will be too." Chapter 5. The Escape. Sarah, Tom, and Lucy fled back to the cabin, slamming the door behind them. The whispers grew louder, echoing around them. Sarah remembered the local tales of the island being cursed, a place where restless spirits sought revenge on the living. "We need to get off this island," she cried, tears streaming down her face. They made a desperate run to their boat, only to find it destroyed, its hull splintered and oars missing. Trapped, and with dawn still hours away, they barricaded themselves in the cabin, hoping to survive until morning. Chapter 6. The Final Stand. As the night dragged on, the shadows in the cabin seemed to move on their own. One by one, Sarah, Tom, and Lucy succumbed to the terror, their minds breaking under the relentless assault of the unseen entities. In a final act of desperation, Sarah grabbed a piece of burning wood from the fireplace and hurled it at the approaching darkness. The cabin erupted in flames, the fire illuminating the tortured faces of the spirits surrounding them. As the flames consumed the cabin, the first light of dawn began to break over the horizon. The island was silent once more, the curse claiming its newest victims. The remains of the cabin smoldered as the forest swallowed it back into the shadows, all waiting for the next group of unwitting souls to step foot on the island of shadows. Epilogue. Years later, another group of adventurers heard the tales of the haunted island. They too were eager for adventure, unaware of the fate that awaited them. The island stood silent, its dark history hidden beneath the whispers of the wind and the shadows of the trees, ready to claim more lives.